Hi everybody, thanks for listening in to today's presentation. Well, I will be going through how Nozomi Networks technology and Swimlane technology come together to provide really automation and the ability to scale both monitoring and detection and response in OT and IoT environments. My name is Jacob Chapman. I'm a Senior Solutions Architect with Nozomi Networks. I support our top global go-to-market partnerships as well as our technology alliance ecosystem. Just a quick 15-second background on who Nozomi Networks is. We are a software company that provides a platform for monitoring and detection in OT and IoT environments. Our platform is deployed in everything from critical infrastructure, so environments like electric energy distribution, maritime ships, and freight, all the way to IoT environments like commercial properties, commercial shopping areas, airports, and public transit. I can virtually guarantee that at some point in your recent past, you've been on a subway, or you've taken a cruise, or you've gone through an airport that's being monitored by Nozomi Networks technology. And as you can imagine, with OT security becoming more and more important over the years, Nozomi has seen a lot of success. We now have offices and deployments around the globe, roughly 8,500 installations, monitoring 60 million devices. The reason why Nozomi Networks as a company exists is because of some of the traditional trends that we know and love: digital transformation, the convergence of IT and OT networks and teams, and the explosion of IoT devices. What you may not know is that with the quantity of IoT devices estimated to hit roughly 84 billion connections by next year, roughly 70% of those connections are going to be in the industrial sector. And even more significant than that is the estimated economic value that those IoT systems are due to generate. McKinsey published a study that estimated that by 2030, the amount of economic value generated by IoT devices is going to be equivalent to the GDP of China in 2018, which is just a staggering fact. It sort of helps explain why is this trend happening, why is there the need for OT security today. I don't want to go into a ton of detail about the Nozomi Network solution portfolio, but I will just broadly explain how the platform works before I tell you about how we work with the Swimlane turbine platform. So generally, Nozomi Networks platform has a few different sensors: the Guardian sensor, the ARC sensor, the remote collector sensor. They're used to monitor different types of things in the OT and IoT environment, and they provide different types of detections and alerts. Again, really summarizing here. And then each of those sensors will be running in the background, sort of quietly listening, alerting when something in the environment is happening. And they'll each be doing that autonomously. In a production environment, we'll have many sensors deployed, and the findings will be rolled up into one of two places for a consolidated view, either Vantage in the cloud or the central management console. And that's where our connection with the Swimlane turbine platform comes in. So really, this is a Purdue model diagram explaining what I just went over. We have our line and area switches at the bottom. We'll have some Guardian sensors, remote collector sensors monitoring network traffic. We'll also have, with these white circles, ARC sensors, which run on operating systems like SCADA servers and maintenance laptops and engineering workstations. And that data will be rolled up into our central management console or Vantage. And this is where the connection to the Swimlane turbine happens. Now, to explain how that works, again, with the simplified Purdue model on the diagram on the left, these will be generating alerts being consolidated into the management platform. And Swimlane is pulling all the information from all of the sensors in the environment into the Swimlane turbine platform. Swimlane is contextualizing all that information with threat intelligence feeds that can be coming from Nozomi Networks threat intelligence or other platforms, and threat intelligence feeds like Reported Future being augmented with the threat hunting app. And then finally, based on the contextualizing global information that Swimlane is viewing from Nozomi as well as other sources, then different types of automated responses can be quickly kicked off. It can be notification to OT security teams through Slack. It can be automatic blocking of traffic via firewall vendors like Palo Alto and Fortinet. It can be automatic asset remediation using decoys to deploy into the environment, or it can be managing cases in ServiceNow if the customer is using ServiceNow. So that's just a walkthrough kind of the flow of data and how the integration works. I think the power of it that I really want to highlight is the scalability. So with any security tools at a medium to large size environment, there's just mountains of data to pour through, mountains of data to correlate, and the Nozomi plus Swimlane joint solution really allow customers to manage that large deployment at scale, even with small or limited security teams. Now, finally, I'll summarize the joint benefits. There's both technical benefits, the ability to correlate data across not just your OT systems, not just your IoT systems and IT, but all of it globally, which every customer has a mixture of all of these systems, being able to enrich those alerts and being able to safely and automatically respond to those alerts or use a human-in-the-loop automated response. From a business perspective, security leaders can get real metrics on the security posture of the environment. Is it improving? Is it not improving? Achieving the scale I talked about earlier, and then also ultimately driving down the organizational risk. So that's the presentation. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to learn more, if you have questions, please go to nozominetworks.com or swimlane.com. Thanks.